Good evening, everybody. I'm your host, Latoya, and today we're going to talk about the Florida shooting that happened today. Just a minute, guys. A former student armed with a rifle struck the hall of a Florida school, breaking windows and shooting 25 students in a massacre that left 70 people dead Wednesday, authorities said. Suspect Nicholas Cruz, 19, has been expelled from Major Stoneman Douglas High School over a discipline problem. Broward County Public School Superintendent Robert Ray said without proving statistic, Cruz allegedly turned on the fire alarm, sending many outside where he fired shots after shots before following fleeing stood inside the building, officer said. He roamed the halls he knew so well, allegedly targeted those held in the class. Former classmates and those who been around suspect says they were not surprised. A lot of people were saying that it was going to be him, Eddie Bono, who said that he knew a suspect before he was expelled. A lot of kids drew jokes like that, say he is going to be one of those shoot up the school and turn out that everybody predicted. That's crazy. Hold your thought. So you guys was teasing him, making jokes, talking about he's going to shoot up the school, and y'all complaining now? That's crazy. Cruz was arrested off campus after leaving the school and talking to investigators, according to the law enforcement sources. He made his first court appearance Thursday morning. Now y'all crazy ass will make jokes about this kid, talking about he's going to be a shooter, he's going to shoot up the school, and look what happened, y'all. Exactly. Y'all was probably bullying his ass, and he got tired of that shit. Y'all was teasing him. First, we confused because there was a fire drill earlier that day. Investigators believe that suspect pulled the fire alarm, drawing people out of the crowds and increased the number of All right. So, when some students and teachers rushed out of the building, the massacre began. Others back into the classroom, others turned back to the classroom, always from the bullet. Also, the school went into the cold red sanctuary after baked shooter. Some texts, goodbye, loved one, fearful they not make it out alive. Other post social media image of the chair over, turn the class and floor stained with blood, and one cell phone wheel that stood the crowd. Oh my God. As a gunshot popping in random success in the background. By the end of the rampage, Cruz had allegedly killed 12 people inside the building, 2 outside, and 1 street. In addition, 2 people shot at the school died after they hospitalized. Sheriff Scott Israel said a little before 3 p.m. The Broward County Sheriff Office filed a report of shooting at the school. We are reviewing report of possible multiple injury. Law enforcement is on site. It's tweeted. Law enforcement officer rushed to the scene where they found a crime scene beyond body and blood lay piled on the backpack and dropped cell phone, still rigging, desperately printing, tried to reach their children. Search told law enforcement. The Bowser 18 was in a classroom. The shooting started and SWAT team arrived, rescued them. She said an officer requested they close their eye as they passed by the classroom. They're not good to see there, Bertha said. The officer told them. All she said was a broken glass. All she saw is a broken glass. Authorities have released identified the victims, but they include 17 adults and the children. Law one post follow on the missing students, so she is thinking their whereabouts. This is James Gerber, is student age, so man does high. If you seen her, please have her call her parent, ASAP, praying for all the family and kids. Michelle Wisman currently posts on Facebook. The suspect, Cruz, was identified via security camera at the school. The sheriff officer he initially mixed in with the crowd of the students trying to get away, but it didn't work according to the law enforcement source. Police are investigating his digital footprint that was found so far very, very disturbing. Isaiah said this suspect used to a 23 caliber AR-15 style firearm and shooting with which he brought to the past year after passing a background check. Sharp told CNN. Evan Perez, Kathy Bland, cousin of Cruz's mother, said he was adopted and said had never met him. His stepmom, her cousin Linda Cruz, died in November of Farmany, while his father passed on a year ago, according to Glean. I haven't seen Linda. We will talk to the fall regularly, she said. School closed for the rest of the week. Barkware County Schools has been attending. Robert Reyes said that they still offer grief counseling to students and their family. This been a day where we've been the worst humanity. Tomorrow's going to bring out the best humanity as come together, move forward from the unspeakable track, he said. Shooting which among 10 deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. Review David debate over gun control. Parkland with population of 31,000 in 2016 was named Florida's sexiest city last year. Is 7 report violent crime and 186 property crime previous year, and illness said. So, what you think about the guy Nicholas shooting up the school? Like, damn. My first thought came to my mind was he got to be bullied. Ain't nobody gonna shoot up no motherfucking school for no reason. You just hear what I just said. Where they was making a joke. They was making a joke. I'm gonna read this back to you. They was making a joke. And prevented when they said, oh, a lot of people were saying that it was going to be Nicholas. That's what Eddie said, who said he knew the suspect before he was expelled. A lot of kids threw jokes. A lot of kids threw jokes at Nicholas. Say he's going to be one of them shooters. He's going to show up to school. It turned out that he was the shooter, and they predict their own fucking future. Like, how dumb. You knew you gonna piss this guy off. You knew it's gonna happen. So why are you teasing this man? Why are you making jokes about he's gonna show up to school? Y'all was picking on him that he couldn't defend himself. So of course you guys see what I'm talking about. They just told on themselves. I'm not saying what Nicholas did was right. It was definitely wrong. He could have find other options. And I honestly, parents, you should talk to your kids. Do not tease other classmates, because this shit will happen in real life. This shit will happen in real life. You keep fucking with this student, and you keep teasing. Of course they're gonna come back and shit the school up. Y'all was teasing him. Y'all just said he's gonna be one of them. He's gonna show up to school, and guess what happened? He showed up to school. So what are your thoughts about this Nicholas kid? What's your thought about the other students that say he's gonna be one of the shooters? Because I think they permit their own shit, and they actually call karma upon themselves. So can you do me a favor, parents? Please once again talk to your kids about teasing other students, because life is not no joke. You only got one life to live. So please, parents, talk to your kids. Don't teach them to be mean. Don't teach them to do the right thing, help the next kid, because you never know, your kids or your grandkids might be get teased because your stupid kids or your disrespectful kid was teasing another kid. And I feel like parents should be responsible for leaving their gun in an open spot, because if that's your gun, that kid, you gotta be 21 years old to get a gun. So he had to buy the gun. Either he used his parents' gun, or he bought the gun from the street. But I think, parents, you should really talk to your kids about bullying other people's kids. It's not cool at all. You know what's that is gonna happen. You know this. You guys sit there and teach your kids do the wrong thing, because your kids come to school with coach, they dress better, and then as soon as that kid get pissed off because they don't like to get aggravated, they come back and shoot your kids up. Now they victim, but that kid was victim too. You know, y'all was teasing this kid, and y'all want to cry, well, because you got your ass shut up. Like, come on, parents, talk to your kids. Like, they nowadays kids don't care. They always on their iPhone. They on Facebook. They cyberbullying other people. So you'll never know what this kid's story is about. I want to hear this kid's story and why he did it. Why he went up to the school and shoot those 17 people. It's a story behind. It's always a story. We can, unfortunately, we cannot hear those victims because they dead. but it's always a story. And just no shooter is not gonna show up in no school for no reason. It had to be a reason. Yes, it's evil, but it's a story. It's a story behind this. You heard what I said. They was teasing him about him shooting up the school, and they predicted for their own self while they over the boo boo boo. No, but boo boo, but you predicted this shit, motherfuckers. That kid he's in there forever. He gonna probably get the death penalty. He might get life. What are your thoughts about this kid? Do you guys know? Like, tell me why he did it. Leave a comment and express your feelings about the school. It was totally wrong, and I'm not taking nobody's side at all. I just want to make that clear. But you cannot go tease people like that. You cannot do that. You don't know what they're capable of doing. They can hurt you like this kid just did. You're always teasing him. Y'all asked for a fight. So leave your thoughts and your comments on my channel. I would like to know how do y'all feel about this? Like, I always teach my kid not to tease others. Don't be a bully, because you might find trouble and you might permit like you gonna permit your own shit. Like, damn, like just do the right thing. Don't be a follower, be a leader. And I be honest with these kids nowadays, all they do is be on their iPhone and all that bullshit. But I'm not gonna go through that. I'm gonna let y'all leave a comment for me and tell me how y'all feel about it. Like, it's fucked up, but in my for real, know how do I really feel? I'm not saying it's right. It's so wrong. But I think Nicholas should have just talked to somebody about if the kids was teasing him and making him want to do crazy things. They would have talked to him. And it's part of why he probably can't do it. He probably can't ask for help. But the teacher too was laughing at him. They didn't do nothing about it. And he knew who he was coming after for. He already knew he was coming after for people who was teasing me. Y'all was teasing me, and y'all want to play these games. Talking about I want to be a shooter. Okay, you want me to be a shooter? Okay, I'm gonna come back and shoot this school up. And that's what happened. The kids looking salty as ever. Like I said, it's wrong, but teach your kids not to talk shit to the other kids. Leave a comment.